Hi everyone, welcome back to the Spring Boot CRUD Operations playlist. Now that we are setting up our database, let's organize our project structure by creating a configuration class. Create a new package named config. Next, inside this package, create a new Java class and name it MyConfig. Now, let's add the required dependencies for our project. Open your browser and go to mvnrepository.com. Search for the dependencies we need, copy their Maven code, and paste them inside the dependencies section of the pom.xml file. Once you save the file, Maven will automatically download and configure those libraries for our project. We've successfully added the required dependencies into our project. Now, let's update our MyConfig class. Open the myconfig.java file inside the config package. At the top of the class, add the annotation at configuration. This tells Spring Boot that this class contains configuration details and bean definitions that should be managed by the Spring container. First, we create a method called DataSource and mark it with the @bean annotation. Inside this method, we use driver manager DataSource to define the database connection details. Here, we set the driver class name, the database URL, the username, and the password. This will allow our Spring Boot application to connect with the MySQL database. Next, we add another method called JdbcTemplate, also marked with the @bean annotation. This method takes the data source as a parameter and returns a new instance of JdbcTemplate. The JdbcTemplate will be used to execute SQL queries and interact with the database easily. Now that we've added our configuration and dependencies, let's build the project to make sure everything is working correctly. In NetBeans, right-click on the project and select Clean and Build. This step will compile the code and download all the required dependencies from Maven. Once the build is complete and you see the build success message in the console, it means our project has been built successfully without any errors. Now let's run our project. In NetBeans, right-click on the project and select Run. The application will start, and if everything is configured correctly, you'll see the message running in the console. This confirms that our Spring Boot project has started successfully and is ready to use. That's it for this video. We created a config package, added the MyConfig class, configured the data source in JdbcTemplate beans, built the project, and successfully ran it. In the next video, we'll move forward and start creating our entity class and repository to connect with the database and perform CRUD operations. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more updates.